Manny, I'm back again. And you know, that's one of the risks and one of the tough things you deal with when you're dealing with live video is what happens when the screen freezes and the connection's gone. And I guess y'all just got a real handle on that. I really apologize. If you were on with us when we blanked out, please get back on. I hope we can get everybody back on. Today we're going to talk about prepare more, sell more. And you know me, I get fired up when I'm talking about selling, and I am fired up anyway because, you know, it's short time, it's the summertime, it's just a great time for us, and it's a great time for selling. I was doing a show this week. I did a trade show called AARA up in Edison, New Jersey, and it was just one of those great events, you know, when everything's popping and people are coming in the booth and things are rolling. When that happens, you know, you get pumped up, and we get that flavor of what we love, right? Because if you're in sales, you got to be loving what you're doing. If not, you should get a different job because you got to love this stuff and you got to roll with it. So I want to start with a quote from my favorite guy, Zig Ziglar. And he says, selling more is possible only when extra effort is expended in the area of preparation. In other words, if you're not prepared, how are you ever going to sell the way that you could? You wouldn't build a new office without a plan. At least I wouldn't. You wouldn't build that dream house. You know, that house on the beach or that house off that cliff in the mountains. Harry Bosch, I love his show, and it has this great, on this show, I don't know if you've seen that yet, but he has this great house on the cliffs, right, in LA. And if you've ever been up there, it's gorgeous. So if you wouldn't build that without a plan, would you? So why would you try to sell without a plan? On the other hand, don't spend all day planning and never get out there and do the sales. Now, I've seen people do that as well. If you spend too much time planning or not enough time planning, either one of those is a real recipe for disaster, and I want to make sure you all are successful. Zig was the master. And if you've read some of his books, you understand that. If you haven't, I really encourage you to go out and get some Zig Ziglar stuff because it's going to help you in being even more successful. Today, I want to walk you through 3 things that can really rocket your sales. And I want to tell you right up front, these 3 things are basic fundamentals. But just like great athletes prepare, great athletes that are prepared win the games. You know, Michael Jordan always there working on the shot over and over and over again. Magic, they're always before the game working on his shots. Where you can go to an NBA game and you see who's on that court beforehand. It's the superstars. They don't even need to be there in all reality, right? But they're working on the basics, and that's what makes them superstars. And that's what's going to make you a superstar when it comes to selling. I'm Coach Manny, and I help business owners double their sales by helping them build sales processes that excel. We work with your strategy. We work with the tactics to implement that strategy, and then we make sure it happens by keeping you accountable and helping you to execute. That's all I do. And our latest tool, 90 Days to Your Success, is one of the best tools. Back that up with Double Your Sales, which is a course that we've had for a while, and you are generating more and more and more business. And so if you are struggling with generating business, connect. If your sales team is off peak, connect. If you need to hire that first salesperson or some new salespeople, connect. This is what we help you do, because selling, like we said, if you were with us last week, if that top line is rocking and generating and moving, everything else seems to find a way to happen. So if you're not generating the sales you need, then how can we help you? The question for today: prepare more, sell more. Please share this broadcast. I welcome all of you out there today. I'll apologize for those who were with us. We had a good crowd with us, and then we lost our connection. God, I hate when that happens, but it's part of being live, and I love being live. So for those who are just joining us, let me just go over what we're talking about today. Prepare more, sell more, be ready. And remember, you're not going to build an office without being ready. You're not going to build a dream house without a plan. You're not going to start a new product line. When we put together 90 Days to Success, double your sales, we did a lot of planning. So please spend that time in planning. And, I always reach out and I'm always encouraging you to, I'm looking for something here, always encouraging you to work on getting your sales rocking. And, this is the book. I just want to plug this for a minute. Sales Success Starts at the Top. If you are the CEO, you need a copy. You need to read this book. Available on Amazon. If you're working for somebody and they're not quite getting that sales process, get them a copy of the book. It'll help tremendously. Sales Success Starts at the Top. But enough of that. Let's get rocking. It's time to go through these 3 points. And you know why I'm so charged up today? First of all, I'm charged up because I'm going to the shore. Second of all, I'm all charged up because I get to work with stuff today that is motivation. It's stuff that really helps people when they need to generate business. And that's why I'm glad y'all are with us. All right. So point number 1 is prepare the when. And what does that mean, Manny? Prepare the when. I never heard that. Is that really any kind of language? Anyhow, block out time for prospecting on your calendars. When are you going to prospect? And you already know that I said, I don't care what else you got on your calendar. If you're working, you're spending at least an hour prospecting. I will show you in the example. We're going to run an example through after this session's done, and we're running a little bit late. Then we're going right to the Entrepreneur Toolbox if you're a member, and we're going to show you a hands-on example of what we talk about today. So don't miss that. And if you're not a member, you can still get signed up. And so we hope you can join us because, well, I'll talk more about that later. Let's keep going. Anyhow, so what I do is I can create, like I could do this. Let's see. I'm going to actually share this with you. And if you look at this blog post in a couple of weeks, we'll have that out there. But I want to share it with you right now. This is kind of what we do. Let's see how that comes. Yeah, there it is. Perfect. Okay, I'll share that with you. This week I'm going to, and each day you see, I'm going to do some preparation, and I'm either going to do some preparation to go out and prospect by phone, or I'm going to do some stop and drop type of stuff. Either way, you can see it's on the calendar. I block the time out. I put it on my calendar, and I treat it like I treat any appointment. When you call me up and says, hey, like on this one, you call me up and say, hey, I'd like to meet with you Tuesday around 10 o'clock. You say, well, I'm busy from 9 to noon, but I'm open all afternoon. Okay, let's do it in the afternoon then. You see where we're at? We prepare, we get the space ready, and then we go. These are appointments to prospect, and I want you to treat them just like any other appointment. If you do that, you will be amazed at what happens. I reemphasize this again. This is the way to prospect. And even if you're busy, if you can put 1 hour a day, let's say you're one of those people who already has a lot of business, you're already rocking and rolling. Let me tell you something. I have never met a salesperson who had too much business. I've met salespeople that said, I don't know if I want any more. but I've never met anybody who says, I just got too much business here, you can have some. Because if I'm working for, okay, I'll take some. You know, rock and roll 1 hour a day prospecting. Now, if you're like most people, and if you're like the example we're going to talk about later today, you should be prospecting about 15 hours a week. So I think that's a minimum for people who are really trying to build their business. But we'll go through that a little bit later. So point number one is make sure you put it on your calendar. This is when. At least an hour every day. And I don't care where you're going. I don't care what you got going on. You've got an hour. I don't care if you're at a conference. Go to your room and prospect for 1 hour. Number two. Point number two is prepare the who. Now, what does that mean? Prepare the who. Prepare the who is really this. Have your data for calling ready. You don't know how many people I walk in and we say, we're going to do calls today. Okay, let me get a list together. Let me work on it. No. If I say, if I'm working with you as a client, I say, okay, what we're going to do today from 2 to 3 is we're going to make calls. When I get there, we're ready to go. You got your list ready, right? Now, me, I'm a little bit old school still, and I like, we always get a little bit of noise here, right? And I like to have a sheet of paper with the calls, or I'll have a spreadsheet, either electronically, but I still like it better because I can quickly just run a note there, zap, bam, and get back on the phone. Now, that just happens to be the way I want. What do you need? You need the phone number, right? And today, believe it or not, I don't care who you're calling. If you can get the cell phone of the person, you are rocking and rolling. And so many people give them out. I put them on all my business cards. If you don't call me on my cell phone, you're probably never going to get me. That's just the way it is. You need the names, the right names, and you need to know how to pronounce the names. And you need to practice, or you need to get somebody to help you. And there are a lot of people today, all from all over the world, working in America. If you're doing local sales, if you're doing across the world sales, you already know this. What do we hate most? I hate when somebody mispronounces my name. You already check marked off 20%. You don't need that as a salesperson, do you? You always need to be at 100%. You have important information about who you're calling on. Where are they? Where are they? If you're going out and doing stop and drops. I know you can use GPS, but you need to align where you're going to go, what it looks like, what the map looks like. I'm going from 1 to 2 to 3 to 4. You don't know. So many salespeople waste so much time out there trying to figure that kind of crap out. You need to have that done up front. You need to know where you're going, and you need to know whether it's the right place. Is this the location where the person I'm looking for is going to be at? Because, companies have so many different locations. If you got any giveaways, you leave behind, you got to have them ready to go. You should always have them in your car anyway. And have something useful. I always tell people leave behind, and it depends on what market you're in, I guess. And I don't have any here with me, but I love to use a cup. Why? And a good cup. And a cup that somebody will use. Why? Because where's that thing going to sit? It's going to sit out on their desk. I walk into so many people who have been to my conferences. I'll walk into their office and there'll be a Coach Manny cup, and it just makes me feel good. Not because I like seeing that Coach Manny cup, because other people walk in that office and they see the Coach Manny cup. It's a conversation piece. So put something out there. I know a lot of you like pens. Well, first of all, you got to have a good pen, because the worst thing that could happen is the pen not work right. And they always run out of ink. And when they run out of ink, you know what people say, right? Oh, gosh, this pen ran out of ink. It isn't any good. And they've been using it for 2 years, right? So I suggest cups. They're expensive, and you might not use them on every call, but on certain calls, you want that cup sitting on that person's desk. That's just a tip from me. Have your follow-up emails ready. What are you going to say? I don't want you to send them out during the call, but have them ready. This is what I'm going to say. I'm going to send this person, you should have 3 types of emails. This person needs this type. This person needs this, a follow-up call. This person needs a visit. This person needs to connect in 6 months. Put that down on your notes. And now if you're really good, and some of you are really good out there, you know how to use your CRM, you've used it, you know how to make it work, great. If you can do that and you can fly, I know some of you can fly. I know people who can fly on their phones. That's great. I'm still looking for that super CRM system that runs on a phone, but I want you to be able to do all that. Bang, bang, bang. And so if you can do that, then God bless you and you use your CRM. Make sure you have enough names on your list. Make sure you have enough places laid out that you're going to visit. Always put more on the list than what you think. Now, one of the things we're going to talk about in the Entrepreneur Toolbox when we do the live example is how do I make sure I know where I'm going, what I'm doing, and when I'm going around. I've got an appointment here, and then I'm going to do some calls. And I got an appointment here, and I'm going to do some calls. That works so effectively. Yet so many of us, remember what I said about getting back to the basics? So many of us, I think, have just kind of forgotten that. All right, let's keep rocking here. And let's go to point number 3 because I'm running out of time, right? Point number 3 is you have to have, I'm not ready for point number 3, am I? I want to take a break and just talk a moment about our new 90 Days to Success tool. And I know we've been talking a lot about it, but I'm going to be brief here. Look, get out there. 90 days to your success. This is the tool that will help you really start to make it. And the place you want to be is 90 days, 90 days to your success.com. Please get out there. And those of you who are on the live session here or watching us via video, I'll put that link out there. Those of you who are listening to us on the podcast, 90 days to your success. This tool will help you do all these things that we're talking about. I mean, it's not like we're just talking about them. This tool is one of the reasons we put this tool out there is because it helps people do what we talked about. All right, let's go to point number 3. This is the one thing, point number 3, that is missed most times and left out in training and education. And I learned it best from the best, which was Tony. And this is pump yourself up. Pump yourself up before you speak. So have a meeting. Get into the right stage mentally. And Tony is like crazy. If you've ever been to one of his things, you understand, and if you ever been to some of his training, he spends time pumping himself up before you ever see him. Do you do that? Do you pump yourself up and get really rocking before you hit that appointment? Get yourself in the right frame of mind. Prepare for battle in your mind, because you know how that little thing keeps coming in your head. Oh, Manny, you can't do this. Oh, I think they're not going to sell. Oh, I think they're not interested. You know how that crap just keeps coming in your mind when you're sitting there and you're on a sales call and you're trying to close the business. And what happens? That stuff just drives us all crazy, I think. But it happens. So get ready for that. Pump it up. Motivate. Fresh mind. The mental battle will hold you. What holds people from being great salespeople is they're not mentally prepared when they walk in to do the sale. If you're driving in your car, before I go into that call, I'm pumping myself up. If you saw me, you might say, who is that guy? Is he crazy over there or what? I get fired up. I get my mental game at 500% of norm. And when I walk in there, I've already got the deal on the table. and I am already know we're going to win. Do we always win? No, nobody always wins. I'm going to be honest with you. But I am pumped, and that's the piece that you have to make sure you're ready. If you walk in, you go to the restroom, you pump yourself up for 2 minutes, then you walk up to the desk. You clear your mind, you get ready, you mentally prepare. I can't overemphasize, it's very important you block out the time. It's very important you be prepared, but mentally, this is the piece that's going to get you the business. Why do you think those people who prepare mentally and are sloppy even in some of the other stuff get the business? Because they always believe they're going to get the business. Clear the battlefields in your mind. Push forward to win. That's what superstars. Why do you think Tony's so effective? Why do you think a lot of these people are so effective? Because by the time you see them, they've already prepared themselves. As a salesperson out there, this is so critical. I'm sorry, I got harping on that a little bit. I do that sometimes because it'll make the difference between you hitting quota and you going 150% of quota. Are you making your goal, or are you making 200% of your goal? This is how it's done. Now, and then start prospecting. And for the time you allocate, I want you to do nothing else. If you're doing phone calls, I want you to pick up. Same thing with the phone calls, though. Pump yourself up before you start, and then you pick up the phone. Bam, 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 bam. Call, note, call, note, call, note. And then when you stop by, you stop in, you get in, you talk, you leave, you note, you go to the next place, bam. If you do this for 30 days, I'm guaranteeing you right now, it'll just be astronomical what your sales will end up with. This is what you got to do. And I'm just going to go through those 3 things one more time, just so you have them and you are prepared, right? You got to prepare. Remember, when you're out there, what is the first thing that you need to do? You need to block the time. Now you got the time blocked, you're good. Then what are you going to do? Then you're going to make sure you have the what, the who you're calling and all that. And then you're going to go into the mental preparation, and you are just going to fire yourself up. And then when you walk in, you are in business. Wow. Is it really that simple? I think it is. And 90 days to success is one of the keys that will help you to do a lot of this. What if you could increase your sales? Isn't that why you're watching? What if you could make more money per year than you ever thought possible? And I know most of you are overwhelmed with tools, processes, fixes, consultants, and all that. But 90 days to your success is how you get done more in less time. And the question is, are you ready? Are you ready to get more done? Are you ready to be more organized? Are you ready to commit to make that happen? If you are, I really want you in 90 days to success. You see out there, we've left you the address. Wow. So that's it today. Prepare more, sell more, but don't spend too much time preparing so you're not ready. Now, if you happen to be a member of the Entrepreneur Toolbox, we're going to flip here, and that's probably my bell telling me I'm late already. What we're going to do is we're going to flip here, and we're going to come back up on the Entrepreneur Toolbox, which is our private group, and we're going to run you through a live example. Now, if you're not a member yet, remember, after Labor Day, the price goes from $29 a month to $49 a month. We're not coming back, so it's going to be $49 a month after that for all new members. But if you lock in at $29, get in before the weekend. Out on the website, the Entrepreneur Toolbox, it's my inner circle group. And guess what? If you get in there, you get 90 days to success as part of the membership. You get double your sales as part of the membership. So for $29 a month, come on in. Anyhow, it's Coach Manny. Let's go out there and rock. Let's go out there and close some business. Let's go out there and make it happen this week, every week. Thanks for being here.